In the bustling village of Nkolofia, nestled between Nnewi and Irowel, lived a family that was admired by many. The family consisted of Oba, a hard-working farmer, his wife Nnenne, and their 3 children, Ogo, the eldest, Obum, the middle child, and little Adamma. Oba was known for his stern nature and strong work ethic. He believed in discipline and hard work, and he expected the same from his children. However, his method of teaching often involved harsh words and criticism. Whenever the children made mistakes, Oba would lash out in a loud voice, believing that his stern approach would make them stronger and more resilient. One day, as Oba was working on the farm, Obum accidentally knocked over a basket of harvested crops. Oba yelled out, "Obum, you are so clumsy. You never do anything right." Obum's face fell, and he quickly tried to pick up the scattered crops items, tears welling up in his eyes. Later that evening, Ogo was struggling with his own work. Frustrated, Oba snapped, "Ogo, how can you be so stupid? You will never amount to anything if you continue like this. You can't even solve simple problems." Ogo lowered his head, his confidence shattered by his father's derogatory words. Little Ada, witnessing her siblings' experiences with their father, became increasingly fearful of making mistakes. She grew quiet and withdrawn, afraid of receiving the same harsh treatment or being scolded. Nnenne, observing the effect of her husband's words on their children, felt a deep sense of concern. She knew that Oba loved his children and had wanted the best for them, but his manners of approach is incredible. His choice of expression was causing harm to his children. Nnenne sought counsel from Dike, their neighbor, who is a children's teacher. Dike advised Nnenne to talk to her husband about it. Any day he is in a good mood. If he continues like this, his children will develop poor self-esteem, including poor academic performance, Dike explained. Nnenne decided to speak with Oba, hoping to make him understand the power and the consequences of using derogatory words on his children. One night, after the children had gone to bed, Nnenne sat down with Oba by the veranda. "Oba, we need to talk," she began gently. Oba looked at his wife, sensing her seriousness. "What is it, Nnem?" Nnenne took a deep breath and began, "I know you love our children and want the best for them, but how you speak to them is hurting them. Your harsh words are like daggers in their hearts. So you want our children to grow up messing around, behaving stupidly," he screamed. Nnenne, surprised at his reaction, pulled back. "I must train them in my own way. I want the best for them and I want them to behave in the same manner. But your approach is causing more harm than good," she complained. "They need encouragement and support and not criticism and anger. They feel comfortable and free any moment you are not at home. They can't continue this way, please." Uba stood up in anger. "I am only trying to teach them to be strong and responsible. The world is not kind. They need to be prepared," he said as he walked out on his wife and went inside the room. Nnenne followed him sharply. "I understand your intentions, but there is always a better way. Words have power, Oba, and words can tear down. Our children need to hear words that uplift them, words that can give them confidence and hope, and not the opposite." Oba, who had mounted the bed, remained silent, reflecting on his wife's words. He had never thought about the impact of his speech in that way. "What should I do?" he asked finally, his voice softening. Nnenne smiled warmly. "Start by showing them kindness and understanding. Praise their efforts, even when they make mistakes, because mistakes are part of learning. Help them to see their potentials and encourage them to keep trying. Make your words a source of strength and love to them." Oba nodded, feeling a mixture of guilt and determination. "I will try, Nnem. I don't want to hurt you or the children anymore." The next day, Oba approached Ogo, who was helping with the chores. He watched as he carefully arranged the vegetables, his movement precise and cautious. "Ogo," he said softly, "I am sorry for yelling at you always. I know you were trying your best. You are a hard worker, and I am very proud of you." Ogo looked up in surprise. He couldn't believe his ears. A smile slowly began spreading across his face. "Thank you, Papa," he said, his heart lifting in surprise. Later, Oba found Obum struggling with his own work again. This time, instead of criticizing, he sat beside him. "Obum, let's work on this together. I know you can do it. You are smart and capable. Obum's eyes widened in astonishment. He started fidgeting in fear, but his father apologized for other times he had shouted at him. With his father's patient guidance, he managed to solve the problems. Oba's encouraging words filled him with a newfound confidence. As the days passed, Oba continued to speak positively to his children, praising their efforts and offering gentle guidance. The change in his demeanor had a profound effect on the entire family. Ogo became more confident in his start. Obum excelled in his studies, and little Ada began to open up, her fear gradually fading. Nnenne watched with pride as her husband transformed from a harsh critic to a supportive and loving father. She knew it wasn't easy for him, but his efforts were making a world of difference in their children's lives. The positive changes in Oba's family did not go unnoticed. The villagers of Nkolofia began to see a different side of Oba and his children. They saw the smiles on the children's faces and the confidence in their steps. Curious, his friends asked Oba what brought about this transformation. Oba, humbled by the experience, shared his journey with his friends. He spoke about the power of words and the importance of nurturing a child's spirit with love and encouragement. He admitted his past mistakes and explained how his wife's advice had guided him to a better path. Inspired by Oba's story, other parents in the village began to reflect on their own words and actions. They realized that harsh criticism and derogatory words were not the way to build strong and confident children. They started to speak more kindly, offer praises and support to their children's efforts. The entire village of Nkolofia began to change. Children flourished under the positive reinforcement and loving guidance of their parents. They grew more confident, more resilient, and more willing to take challenges. One day, the village elder, Obuefi, called a gathering. He had heard of the changes in the village and wanted to address the community. As everyone gathered in the village square, Obuefi spoke with wisdom and gentle voice. "My people," he began, "we have witnessed a remarkable transformation in our village. Our children are thriving, our families are stronger, and our community is more united. This change began with the power of words." He looked around at the villagers, his eyes full of wisdom. Words have the power to build, and words have the power to destroy. When we speak with love and encouragement, we give our children the strength and more opportunity to grow and succeed. We must continue to nurture our children's spirit with kindness and support. The villagers nodded in agreement, their hearts filled with a renewed sense of determination. They now understood the importance of their words and the impact they had on their children's lives. If you have followed to this point, kindly give this tale a thumbs up. You can comment, you can share your opinion on the comment section. You can as well follow our page so that you will know when we publish other stories.